But true success is after we pass away from this world. If we look into our lives and see that how much fikr do I have for this success? How much fikr do I have concern for success? If I have fikr and concern, then physically actions will emanate from this fikr and concern. And those actions, we may be doing them, but Allah Ta'ala has told us the style and the mannerism in which to carry out those actions. But very few people are visible today who implement that standard. And what we need to see is that the actions that lead to success, the amal, the deeds today are very few and far between in society that lead to success. If those deeds are few and far between, then we have a very serious situation in front of us. That's we have to accept and look at. There are amal, people, human beings are implementing those amal, but those amal go to waste if we don't have attached to our deeds the condition and the standard that Allah Ta'ala has laid out. And this point that I'm mentioning now, we have a force that is always pushing against us. Aduwwum mubin, our force, the force is shaitan, the cursed devil. Allah Ta'ala gave strength to shaitan. Allah Ta'ala gave the open permission to shaitan. Shaitan sought permission open from Allah that I will not leave these human beings alone. Allah, I need you to give me the power to affect them. So in reality, that if we or somebody desires success in thereafter, then that individual, us should be alert to our enemy shaitan. And if I'm alert to shaitan, then I am doing the right things. Because shaitan has big tools, resources to his disposal. Big abids and worshippers and zahid. He takes them off track within seconds. Within seconds he destroys the correct path that a person is following. His ibadat, his worship, it goes to waste. And many events we have seen, we have heard, that have taken place. So shaitan, his link with us is so strong and so impactful. Allah Ta'ala says that he is your open enemy, and I have given him the open playing field to do his works in. And he can affect people. He goes into the veins of people, he sits on the heart, he injects waswasa, whispers into the ears and the heart of people. He controls the actions if people allow him to. That Allah Ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran. Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran that this shaitan, the cursed shaitan, he comes to the human being and whispers to the human being and injects thoughts into the human being. Whispers and thoughts. These wasawis and waswasa that he injects, that he creates, these thoughts that he creates, he continues to inject the thoughts into people's minds, into their brains. And if a person's very upset, he'll think that, oh, I want to do this, I feel like doing this, I feel like doing sin, I feel like, why is it that I'm distressed? Continue. And he takes the person to the maqam where he carries out that sinful action. And Allah Ta'ala has mentioned that this is shaitan's style, that when these conditions come in front of you where shaitan is influencing you, then the Quran gives the cure. And this is a normal scenario with us. The normal scenario. This is how shaitan influences a person, and he injects the concept of sin into a person's mind and heart. And such sins a person carries out and implements. That if he thinks that, how did I implement this sin? How did I carry out this action? How did I become like an animal? How did this occur? How did this happen? How did I do this? And about that sin, he can't even think that, how did I murder a person? How did I implement this sinful action? How did I do this wrong action? Why? Because that insan, that human being is captured mentally by shaitan, the mindset. Allah Ta'ala says that this is shaitan, the position of a person when it becomes like this. Nazun fasta'idh billah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that seek refuge and protection from me. Do you understand? What should we do? What should a person do? Seek refuge, protection from Allah. This is the best cure. Allah mentions. And how the verses, إِنَّهُ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ. Allah has given the confidence that remember that who are you asking, seeking refuge and protection from? He's not some minor status person. He is Sami' and Alim. He hears, He's all-knowing, He can see. So, at that time, we have to think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save me from this situation. I'm about to go, I'm about to go, I'm about to go. I'm gone, this sin is about to take place. I'm about to fail. Totally don't come into deception. Totally don't. That shaitan says, oh, you're under my control. And the individual says, no, I'm not going to listen to you. Straight away, when shaitan tries to influence you stronger, then ask Allah for refuge. When you're in that position, that you're totally about to do zina. There are many examples like this. Various, that you're in the position, physically you're doing zina, adultery, and the action of zina is about to start. And then a person turns to Allah at that time, Allah Ta'ala says, I save you, even at that stage I can save you, I will save you. Sami'un Alim, Allah says. So this situation where we sit hand on hand and give up and we do sins, what can I do, this and that has occurred. This is the reason, because we don't do those actions that Allah Ta'ala has told us to. Totally it's right that shaitan does drag us towards sins. He does. And we commit big sins. But those sins should not occur. When a person thinks about sin, he's got the desire, the interest and the attraction, he's about to do sin, then just do one action. What? The Allah save me, Allah save me. Fasta'id billah. So when his yaqeen, Allah Ta'ala gives yaqeen that I am Sami'an Alim, I know everything. How to take you out of this problem, how to save you. Because shaitan, Allah says, I gave shaitan the chance. That a pious person can't say, no, shaitan does not differentiate. He openly attacks everyone in his sight. He will not let a person sit back, whether from the life to the grave. Even a few seconds before a person dies, shaitan attacks that person to try to win over that person. Because he's a trickster. He's a fraudster. And he's cunning. But if we, again, as I said, follow the direction method that Allah Ta'ala has given, if we utilize it, then shaitan is nothing with the fadl of Allah. Nothing. Shaitan has no strength. Shaitan has no power. Shaitan cannot influence. And what is that method we have to adopt? What is that practice that we need to implement? This is Quran. It's advising us the haqq, the truth. Tadhakkaru. That those people of understanding who understood the message of Allah, what do? Tadhakkaru. They start doing the dhikr of Allah. They start remembering Allah. Allahu Akbar. فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْصِرُونَ. Allah says, when they do my dhikr, then their eyes open up wide, physically. Allah says that their eyes open up physically. That same sin through which they were gaining enjoyment, and they were casually passing the time and immersed in sin. But what does that person do? Seeks refuge, protection from Allah. Allah Ta'ala said, not just simple, oh Allah help me. Allah says, do this action, start doing the dhikr of Allah, remember me. Allah Ta'ala says, then his eyes will suddenly open. Oh, he'll say, oh, what's happening here? What am I doing? Run away from here, run away from here. What mistake have I made? فَإِذَا مُبْصِرُونَ, Allah says. So what we realize here is that today those people, the youngsters, people, elder, youngsters, girls, boys, everyone, mother, father, parents, the environment today is spoiled. The reason for this is what? That we have left the cure that the Quran is given. Otherwise, how can shaitan dare? Shaitan is nothing. Shaitan is weak. So Allah Ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran further that those individuals who don't listen to my advice here, which we don't nowadays listen, then Allah says, that very clearly, Allah Ta'ala says that these people are what? What is the result of their negligence? That those people who don't listen to my words and advice, what I'm saying in the Quran, then Allah says what happens then is then shaitan drags those people, pulls on those people, and those people then become totally useless. Shaitan drags them, pulls them. Allah Ta'ala then continues to say, after that those people cannot turn back towards the goodness. Allah and His Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam become happy with you, and your heart will become full of nur and light. Subhanallah. This is the message of a great Arif Billah Sheikh, my Sheikh, and he sent this message to the Western Hemisphere, to the Western world via myself. So we can read this verse of the Quran, it's clear, given the same message. This is the whole Quran. The Hazrat mentioned the meaning of the Quran, didn't he? Subhanallah. So we see this, it's a fact. But this is not an excuse, oh I feel like doing dhikr today, I don't want to do dhikr tomorrow. This has no link with our lives. This is such a protection for us that will save us from Jahannam, the adhab of the qabr, the punishment of the grave. And we see today the effects that, can I see the effect of dhikr? We have no link with this. If the doctor says you have to take this tablet, then we take that tablet, the medicine. Isn't it? We're not looking for some physical proof. Allah Ta'ala has given us a cure.